Great house, great to, well, I was going to say great to see you all, but now I can't see any of you, but I can tell. Yeah, I'm very, very excited about this. Some of you, if you're regular watchers of TCM, you know that I'm Warren Alley. I am able to once in a while present a film that my Film Noir Foundation has restored. And so over the last 20 years or so, I have been involved in film restoration and preservation myself, and I know the hard, incredible work that goes into doing this. There are so many obstacles to overcome, and when Genevieve said that putting an event like this together is a labor of love, yes, there's love and there's passion and there's perseverance, and I'm going to introduce momentarily the person who is almost singularly responsible for this event finally coming together. This is really a remarkable achievement. You're going to learn exactly why this evening is so special. So I would like you to join me in welcoming. Well, before I said, yesterday I introduced all of superhero movies. I introduced James Bond and Thunderball and Chris Reeve and Superman, but my superheroes are people who work in film preservation. So I'd like to one of those heroes right now, the director of preservation for Paramount Pictures, Charlie Parker.
As I say, you get to choose your seat.
Charlie, thank you so much. I'm thanking you for everyone here for making this event actually happen.
Thank you.
So let's start by having you explain your obsession with VistaVision. When did this begin?
I don't know. I feel like I always was obsessed with it. I was always asking, why are we working on more VistaVision films? And I think the answer I mostly got was, well, the VistaVision movies aren't that good. And that is true.
Alfred Hitchcock would differ with that.
Yes, of course. There are the really good ones, but there were 70-something made, and there's a lot that, So, but still, I felt like it was an important format, and whenever I would look at widescreen books, when I would look at Paramount history, which I'm really interested in, it just wasn't talked about, and I just wondered why. And that just kind of fed my obsession with it, so.
Well, and let's explain to people what VistaVision is, why this is a special thing, and why it was created, when it was created.
Well, it was Paramount's answer to CinemaScope. That's what it's most famously known for, and it was an 8-per horizontal format when people were shooting films vertically in a 35mm 4-per format. Paramount turned things on the side and shot horizontally in an 8-per image, which gave you a large format image in the 1950s. So it was really sort of the 4K HDR or 8K of its time, and the format ended up inspiring IMAX, which is what's kind of great that we're here in IMAX theater.
And I hope you appreciate how many of you people, because I can't see, so by just applauding, how many people saw Charlotte's presentation? I'm going to give you the VistaVision for Dummies. We're going to give you that version of the talk.
I think you should get it.
I hope you understand, when we talk about the 4-per versus 8-per, if anybody who has operated a movie camera, the film goes through the camera vertically. When it's projected in the movie theater, it goes through on reels vertically. VistaVision doesn't. It runs horizontally. I was stunned in your presentation to learn that the original technology for this was designed in 1921. That's amazing. So give the thumbnail sketch of how this all happened.
I mean, a lot of the widescreen processes from the 1950s were all based on processes from the 1920s. I mean, that's actually when the original widescreen work happened. A lot of people just know about the 1950s. Craig Barron, he's probably not the audience. He's probably at AFI. He's friends.
Oh, Greg's here!
Enough VistaVision.
You don't tell Frank that you're not there. He made me cut all those slides for time, which is good. But
like, so they invented VistaVision to compete with CinemaScope, but it's so fascinating how when you show slides of these prototype cameras that look like something I would build, imagining that I could shoot a movie or something.
Yeah.
So just give a little credit to the folks who deserve credit for having the foresight to do this, and like a Loyal Briggs or someone like that.
Yeah, Lauren Ryder, who was the chief engineer at Paramount, and John Bishop, who was the head of the camera department, are really the unsung heroes of this vision story. So I was really singing their praises at the presentation, because they're not names that you hear about a lot. So those are the guys that I really think need to be more well known. Studio people that you don't really hear about a lot. They both won Technical Academy Awards for inventing VistaVision in 1965.
Interesting. And so how many people saw Mildred Pierce today? Interesting connection between Mildred Pierce and the movie that you're about to see. Same director, Michael Curtiz, same screenwriter, Ronald McDougall. And it's interesting because Michael Curtiz directed the first VistaVision movie. Tell us about that.
Well, that was White Christmas, another Christmas VistaVision movie. It's like the Christmas VistaVision king. And the fact that was the first VistaVision film was really sort of luck of the draw. It was just in production at the right time, and just happened to go when the VistaVision camera was taped and ready to go. If you saw the presentation, you would have seen a picture of the prototype VistaVision camera, which at the time was still called the Lazy 8 camera, which was, if you can imagine, a camera that had a lot of gaffer black tape on it. And I mean, this doesn't look like anything you would want to put $1 million behind, but for some reason Paramount did at the time. So that was the first film ever shot in the Lazy 8, soon to be called VistaVision format. And then he followed up a year later by doing Weird Al Needles.
Yeah. And Lazy 8, I'm assuming it's because the film magazine is shaped like an 8.
Well, that's one of the stories. The other is that it was 8 perforations, and then Lazy because it's on the side. But actually, there's 2 versions of the story of why it's called Lazy. And I love that you actually said the other one, because most people just assume it's the 8 perf.
No, when I look at the film camera, it's like I see the Mickey Mouse ears, you know, and it is the shape of an 8, and it's on its side. So I said, well, that's what Lazy 8 means. So stupid me, show you my non-technical idea.
Because there's 2 stories on why it's called the Lazy 8, because it's, the Infinity 8 or the 8 perf.
So you're telling me I was a smart version.
So the less traveled version.
So what were some other, you said, there were a lot of not great movies shot in VistaVision, but no, I'm not going to say, but there were a lot of not great movies shot in the 1950s, so it was just luck of the draw. But like Alfred Hitchcock, To Catch a Thief is a VistaVision movie, Vertigo is a VistaVision movie, those are fabulous films. So why did VistaVision fade?
Oh, there's so many reasons. I mean, Panavision, for one, got really popular, and it was cheaper, and film stock was just cheaper. I mean, they just couldn't justify shooting in VistaVision anymore. There were a lot of memos that came out that would say, hey, we spent X amount to shoot in VistaVision. We would have saved this amount of money if we hadn't shot in VistaVision, wink, wink. So I think that sort of killed the format.
Okay, so it's the typical Hollywood story. The meat counters came in and said, this is
Exactly.
So it's very interesting because let's give extra credit, not just to you, Charlotte, but what makes this screening so special is because VistaVision was shot with this fabulous new technology, but the secret to it was it could be reduced down so it could be shown on a normal 35mm projector.
Right.
Tonight, however, we're actually seeing it.
Right, it's native 8 perf format. And as a bonus, this film, we are going to hear it with a Perspecta audio soundtrack. So you're getting like double whammy. Yeah, people are clapping, know what's up. So Perspecta was a 3-track stereo system, and it was sort of their, it was their attempt at stereo. So you're really going to notice it. There's a scene in the beginning where there's a guy on a horse-drawn cart or a donkey-drawn cart, and you're going to notice the sound starts over here, and then it goes over there. Or you're going to notice someone speaking off camera, camera, and there's, you know, audio's over there. So you can notice all that stuff. It was an attempt at stereo, and you're going to hear it that way, which was not something that was heard very often. So this is even more special because of that. So you guys are extremely lucky.
We're actually seeing this in the projectors, actually finding VistaVision projectors was a big deal as well.
Yes. So again, round of applause for everybody at Boston Light and Sound. And Richard at HP Audio, Liz at Paramount, the audio work that they did. So this was a collaboration of a lot of people, a lot of months of work went into this. So.
But you were the spearhead. You were the spearhead, Charlotte.
I'm the nosy one that found the prints in the archive.
That's what
the annoying VistaVision person in the
That is what
archive.
it takes. See, because this is the thing. You may think that this is so big that like this stuff just happens, but it all happens because there are individual people who have a passion for it and they make it happen. So you are here in the theater tonight watching this movie because of this movie. So give it up for Charlotte.
Ha 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 ha.